So, when thinking about which game we were going to come back for, I didn't take into account one thing, and that is whether we were going to get through to the Carabao Cup final, because I thought there's no way we're going to get there for a second season in a row. Right? Well, hi there, how you doing? Welcome to part number 12 of Club 3 of the MyCareer save on Football Manager here with Wolverhampton Wanderers. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video where we've got Arsenal. Carabao Cup final. Wembley. Again. And that's the only game today. We're doing a Carabao Cup final special just because why not? And if you're excited to see how we get on in the Carabao Cup final and whether we can add our second piece of big boy grown-up silverware to the save, to our managerial career, then don't forget to leave a like on the video for me and don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so and you'll put a big smile on this face right here that will help hopefully with the nonsense that comes out of it on a regular basis and make it make a bit more sense maybe. Who knows? Probably not. So since you were last with me, how has it been going? Well, the last time I think you were with me was around here, Cheltenham, Maccabi Tel Aviv. A lovely time was had by all, has to be said. However, I was going to say however, I'm being a bit harsh by saying however. It's still been really good. We have had a smattering of draws, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. After the European game against Maccabi Tel Aviv, we drew against Everton. That's fine. It's away from home. It's after a European game. It's the kind of game you'd expect to sort of struggle in. We then managed, leading us to today, to beat Chelsea. That was a big one. I did not expect us to do that, but did that. We very well did, and it was a glorious feeling to do so. 82nd minute, Mikael Damsgaard, new signing, who I think you were aware of. I think we'd already signed him. Let me just have a double check. 21st, 25th. We've made a lot of signings this season. Yeah, he'd already been signed at that point, so that makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, he was the guy who got us the winner. Another fantastic game from him. Chef's kiss. We then drew back-to-back games against West Ham and Liverpool. West Ham was a bit of a slog, so I got fancy. Why I decided to do against Liverpool, I don't know, but we tried out a 5-2-2-1 formation, which, just to show you, is this. It's not that, actually, I've messed with it since then, but it's something approximate to this with a defensive midfielder playing as a halfback. In fact, no, it wasn't even that, actually. It was these two on support instead, actually. And there were moments where it looked really good, actually. In particular, Dalot looked like he was built for this system. He did great. The defence looked fine but didn't score very highly. The midfielders were pushing up. These guys did look a little bit isolated, but when they got the ball, they looked good. It was a weird one, though. But we had a good result against Liverpool with it. A 1-1's fantastic. We scored early on. Got unlucky with our finishing. But, yeah, and then eventually we conceded. But it was us on top, so we counted ourselves a little bit unlucky. We then decided to take that formation to Bournemouth, where we did win, but it wasn't convincing. Damsgaard and Hinselwood scoring. Hinselwood scoring a really nice goal, actually, for a defensive midfielder / defender. And, yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. Again, there were elements of the game where we looked okay. But, yeah, I don't know. I should stress as well, the West Ham game where we drew, if you look at that 11, we are missing a number of big hitters there. Not all of them, but we are missing a few. So I will say that as well. And then we went back to normal with Norwich and beat them, as you would expect. Damsgaard, we know, had a penalty in the 98th minute, because why not? That felt more routine than it was, I've got to be honest with you. That one, when you look at the score, it actually was a bit closer than you'd expect, but it is what it is. We're still on an incredible run since losing the last game of 2028, so it is what it is. Right, we've waffled on long enough. Arsenal. Who did we play in the FA? You're not going to be able to see this because I'm in the way, but it was Manchester United who we played in the FA Cup final last season. Who did we play in the Carabao Cup final? I want to say it was Manchester City. It was Manchester City, it was indeed. But I do believe we beat Arsenal in the semi-final of the FA Cup. We did. You can just about see that. There we go, that's better. You can see there, we beat Arsenal in extra time in the FA Cup semi-final last year. So the question is, can we get past them again and take ourselves to some silverware? Go back on the new correct side. I don't know why I prefer being on this side. I think it's because when I'm looking at the screen, I'm looking towards the middle of your screen rather than looking away from it. I don't know. But yeah, let's get into the game. Let's get back to the right tactic. I am not playing that tactic today. We are not taking any chances. Let me just make sure these guys are the right way around as well. And this is the 11 that we're going to be going with. Well, actually, no. Transfers. Obviously, you already know about Noah Darvish. That happened at the end of the last video. You also know about Damsgaard as well. We got him in kind of before Darvish had gone. And then I kind of made the decision, as I was sort of talking about. Hang on. 3, 2, 1. Wait, no, before we get to the game, transfers. I need to go through transfers. So, we were discussing what we were going to do after the Noah Darvish sale, which happened, of course, at the end of the last video. So, let me just move myself back over yonder. I put my head the wrong way there, but I don't really care. We did make a number of transfers. However, we didn't make any transfers in terms of first team, at least not immediately anyway. These are all with kind of a look to the future. And you can see we spent a lot of money, but small amounts. So Declan Quelch, just someone I saw who looked like he might have a bit of potential. Turns out he might be a little bit of a dud, but he's 17 years old. If he develops, he could be half decent. And again, I'm thinking ahead, making a profit on some of these guys. So at the moment, we can easily make a profit on him, especially if he grows a little bit as well. But for a striker who can play on the wing, he'll do a decent job for the youth team at 17. Jerry O'Flaherty is someone who I think has got a little bit more, but he has definitely got more potential. 6'2", he's already a deadly finisher already. He's not the quickest, but he's certainly not the slowest. 1 star, but again, 17. And he's got a value of up to 11 million. We paid 5 million up to 8.5. So at the moment, we could make a profit on him. Give him a couple of years to develop. Not only will be homegrown at club, but he also could very well be a profit turner for us. This is a bit of a weird one. Stephen Finn was showing up as being a quality player. Now, we know him from Charlton, and I'll be honest, we've overpaid for him massively, but he's still got good value. £25 million is the release clause he has. I decided to take a punt and pay it in the hope that we do get a bit of growth from him and we can see some of this value. Obviously, it's a gamble because he's a little bit on the older side, but I think there could be something to this transfer. Maybe, I don't know. And he's already 2-star. He needs a little bit and then he could be considered ready for the first team. So watch this space. Anton Storm, I won't lie to you. There's a part of the reason why I signed him is because of his name. The other part of it is because he scouted a lot better than this. This could be considered as slightly wasted money. However, for £5 million, we could at least get our money back on him, apparently, according to that. So I'm not too unhappy with that as a transfer. I think he could be all right, especially making some value. But even if not, I think he could grow. If he grows to a 3-star goalkeeper, he'll be a good backup, if not starter. So I'm okay with that. Now this one, Santiago Caceres, he's actually in the first team. He's not played properly for us yet. But this guy's 2.5-star. He's got 5-star potential. He will be a wonder kid. He's 18 years old. He's Uruguayan under-20 international. He'll be a Uruguayan international at some point. There is no question in my mind about that. I just think he looked great. I think he looks really good. I think he looks really fun. And he'll be playing at some point in our team behind the striker, which I really would look forward to that moment. So very happy with him. Then we've got Diego Dos Santos, again from Nacional. He's actually gone back on loan, but you can see the value he's got. I mean, both of these guys have got super value on them. So these are players who we can definitely make a profit on. Again, he will be a wonder kid at some point. He's gone back on loan, and he looks like he could be a pretty tasty player. And we've got Francisco, who, again, scouted better than what he's actually turned up as. 19 years old. He's got value enough to make it so that he won't be a loss, though. So these are all signings designed to generate funds. I mean, we spent, what, 5, 6, we'll ignore him, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 20, let's call it 25 million. There's a bit more value on there as well for some of them, depending on what happens. Most of those I've tried to get them if they play 50 games for us, because quite a few of them will not play 50 games for us. And for those ones, we don't need to worry about the bracketed numbers for the most part. We've got about £25 million worth of initial sale value that initial buying value, I should say, and I think we can easily double that with the players that we've got there and some of the values that are there. So we'll see what happens with them. That was all of the business there. There was no other additional business in terms of transfers out of the club, so my big head being in the way doesn't block anything interesting here. So we're pretty much done on the transfer front. So that means we'll get to the game itself. And this is the 11. I'm not going to interrupt myself this time. This is the 11 we're going to be using. Now, we have to be aware of a couple of things. Number one, Caceres is injured, but it's a broken lower arm. So he's wearing protective equipment. So although he's got the injury symbol, he can play. So he's in the substitute 9. We are, however, missing Leifson. I did give him an injection, but I just thought it's better off not to risk him. Other than that, full bill of health for the squad. That is the starting 11. It's Trafford in goal, Dalot, Ute, Owino, and Nuri in defence. Andre and Bejetic in the middle with Fernandez, Damsgaard and Sjöquist supporting Atuesta up front. Atuesta has not had a good run of form recently. Neither's Andre, to be honest with you. I'm hoping some of them turn up. We've had the kind of 2 games a week for quite some time now, and our squad is getting used to it, I think. We have struggled a little bit. Owino has been pretty good recently, though. Got some good form from Damsgaard. Sjöquist is starting to find his form again, and Fernandez is starting to ease back into the team with obviously the great form that he had before his injury. Of course, he is just kind of on the tail end of recovery from that injury. Well, no, he's recovered from it, but he's on the tail end of getting his match fitness back up, and he is looking like the player that he was previously. The only thing, of course, is we are playing him on the other side to what he's used to accommodate Sjöquist, because Sjöquist at that point was playing in the middle and was trash. Damsgaard so far, touch wood, hasn't quite been trash in that position, so hopefully that can maintain. But here we are, cup final o'clock against Arsenal. I didn't check where they were in the league. I should have checked where they were in the league. We'll have a look afterwards. They're doing well. It's Arsenal. It's just how well are they doing? That's the question. So we'll find that out afterwards. But here we go. Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final. Can we win a second trophy in as many seasons? That is the question. Of course, we are still in the FA Cup, so who knows what will happen with that. We're still in the Europa League as well. The next episode will have the Europa League round of 16, I think it will be. It will have the second leg of that in, and we'll see what happens in terms of our European exploits. Hopefully, it'll be success. I will talk about the team we're playing after this game, because I haven't actually discussed it yet. It has been drawn. I know who we're playing, and it's tough, but winnable. It could go either way, and that means that we really, really need to work hard. We need to work a bit harder in this game, to be honest with you, because we look like we're having a good amount of momentum, good amount of possession. We aren't doing much with any of it, though. Arsenal having all of the shots at the moment. We need to be getting... This has been a bit of a thing with us this season. We need to be getting our attacking players involved, and this is where we miss Darvic. Darvic just seems to have the ability to bring our attack into the game. And Sjöquist is very good, as is Damsgaard, as is Fernandez. None of them seem to have the same quality. So we can dominate the ball, but in terms of penetrating the defence, we just don't seem to have what it takes without that star player, which means, well, it's a bit of a problem. It means we need to rethink how we play next season a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, do we go back to wingers? Do we change the formation? I was looking at that 5 at the back. Do we train that? Because I think if we train that, that's got potential. We have to think about it. I'm going to say to those guys, not been good enough. Bejetic hasn't been that bad. And neither has Andre, so we'll go with that with those. Ute's not had the best of games, so I'm going to tell him I'm not happy. And the rest of the back line and James Trafford will say you're not that bad. I'm debating changing from high tempo to our control tactic, where we look to dominate the ball a little bit more. I'm debating doing that. Is that madness? It might be madness. I'm thinking back to the Liverpool game where obviously we were at Anfield. I'm debating 3 at the back purely because 3 at the back gives these guys a little bit more agency to go forward. And I've got to tell you, Dalot again against Liverpool looked really good there. I'm just thinking, do we do it and spring a surprise on them? Because we can do it without changing any personnel. Literally, Bejetic goes into the middle here and Sjöquist goes to the back here because he can play as a defensive midfielder. It does mean we probably have to play with 2 playmakers, but we can do that. I mean, can we even do a roaming playmaker? We could do a roaming playmaker, so maybe we do something like that. I mean, that feels quite bold, but fortune, allegedly, I'm led to believe, favours the bold, so maybe we do something along those lines. That does feel wild to go to 3 at the back and just drop Bejetic into defence. I mean, really, I want to play him as a wide centre-back, but apparently he's not actually favourite there. Ute is. So... But it just let these guys... It just let Sjöquist get forward. Andre can stay further back just to hold on to things a little bit. Dalot can do his thing, like Nuri can do his thing. These guys can spread out a bit. I'm debating it. I'm genuinely debating it. It's just getting the support to these guys. Because he did look good against Liverpool. It's a big tactical decision. I mean, we're drawing at the moment. It's just we've not had chances, and it's the lack of chances that's concerning me. Does this help us get chances? I don't necessarily know whether this does. If anything, it means that we're more defensive. So really, we probably should stick to this. We'll swap you two back and you two back. And we go with the control tactic and try and get a bit more possession. I think possession-wise, how are we doing on possession? Is there a way for me to check that? I don't think there is at this point. Oh yeah, there is. Go back to here. We were doing fine on possession, actually. So the last thing we need, actually, is more possession. We need more ability to kind of bomb forward. I'm tempted to leave things as they are, with the proviso that give it 5 minutes or so, we'll change things around, and just maybe getting these guys on the ball at the wings might just help. So you know what? Fortune favours the bold. Let's do it. We're not showing much in this game at the moment, so let's just go for it. Right, Damsgaard for Bietic. Bietic for Sjoquist. Sorry, Damsgaard for Sjoquist. Keep you that way round. And get the ball to the centre-backs. I mean, what I'd actually prefer would be to get it to Ute. In fact, no. Get it to Bietic in the middle. And do you know what? Just centre-backs. Let's not overcomplicate. Just go to the centre-backs. And then we'll try and get forward with it. Yeah. Let's just go for it, I think. Let's go for it. We're going to go for low crosses as well. And I'm going to take off, play through the middle. Fortune apparently favours the bold. Let's just see whether we can do something a bit different. We didn't dominate as much as I thought towards the end of that half. They were getting back in on it. The question now is, with this tactic, they've changed things up. They've gone to a 4-2-4. So have they done that to match us, or were they going to do that anyway? I mean, obviously no one's had a goal yet. Right, we have a free kick. First highlight with us in possession. Right, Fernandez looking to get the ball forward here. I mean, he's been hacked there. The referee's coming over. Hang on a second. Is Martinelli about to be in trouble? Huge turn of events in the cup final. All of a sudden, they are down to 10 men. Right. Ignore everything I said about Fortune favouring the bowls. Fortune favours the person who doesn't want to rock the boat. We're not changing anything. We're sticking as we are. We're just going to aim to plough through the middle because they are now a man down, and that's where that extra man's going to come from. Right, fire the boys up. Let's go. No excuses at this point. They're still a very good team, don't get me wrong. But we now have momentum on our side. We need to get the ball off of them, and fast. Right. Come on, lads. Oh, they've left Zinchenko out so exposed on the wing there. Tells behind us. I tell you what, you wouldn't know that they're playing with 10 men at the moment. There it is, 1-0. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whether they're playing with 10 men. We apparently are just not good enough. Damsgaard's had a terrible game, by the way. Right. Damsgaard's got to come off. I'm tempted to bring on Caceres and just see what he can do, but Matt O'Reilly's actually been in decent form recently, so I feel like I'm doing him a disservice by not bringing him on. Atuesta's been terrible, so Ben Cook can come on. Bietic hasn't been great. We'll bring on Hinselwood. And I'm kind of looking at you, and thinking I want a bit more from you. The fact that we've just got a numerical advantage with their sending off and then they've scored immediately has deflated me quite a bit. Right. We're switching back to high tempo, but I'm going to modify it a little bit. So, I'm going to continue pressing through the middle. I'm going to just carry on with that. We're going to just try and whip it a little bit. We're going to be more direct. We're going to still go towards the centre-backs. And trap outside, stop crosses. Let's just go for it now. We're going to go attacking as well. That's the one thing I haven't done. Man advantage. We've not had a shot, which is absolutely atrocious for us. Right, let's try and be a bit more direct here, because possession did nothing for us up until this point. Right, Showquist looking for Fernandez. Fernandez does a really good job. We're going to get a shot away here, and there is our first shot of the game, and it's a goal, and we level. It's Matthias Fernandez, and it is 1-1. The man who, again, started the season, admittedly, playing the games myself, I thought he did better than the statistics would let you believe in terms of his goals and assists, but he had a very good start to the season nonetheless. Coming back from injury and doing the business for us, and that is 1-1 in the final. And have we grabbed onto this lifeline now? Hopefully we have. Let's fire the boys up again. Going towards my second substitution window. We've got a corner here. O'Reilly to take. Gets it to Fernandez, short corner. Looking for Showquist. Showquist is ghosted there. However, Arsenal are tiring here a little bit. We're not doing a great job here, but Ute does a great job there. Fair play to Ute. Right, Dalot. Can he do some wizardry from the wing? He's whipped it in. Looking for Showquist. Can't find him. O'Reilly. Going to be a race between Jesus and Hinselwood. Right, Showquist. Can he do something here? It's a poor pass from him. Pinball kind of here, there and everywhere. Are we about to have a red card as well? Andre lunging in. We're level on players. It's 10 versus 10 again. And all of a sudden, our advantage has gone. Right, well, O'Reilly goes back. It doesn't actually change a whole lot for us. Believe it or not, it doesn't change much for us whatsoever. I'm going to go a little bit nuts. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go... it's crazy, I know, but I want to be a little bit crazy. Let's just try it. So Owino goes to that. I'm going to keep Ute in the middle. We'll have him as a ball player, but I don't want him to mess about too much. Have O'Reilly in the middle. O'Reilly's got an engine on him. He can deal with that, I think. He can deal with that. And we'll just have Dalot and Aït-Nouri doing their thing. These guys doing their thing. We're trying to go direct anyway. So, let's just go for it at this point. Let's just go for it. Why the devil not? Right, fire the boys up. Right, we're also substitute window. We've still got 2 substitutions left. Fernandez and Showquist are looking tired. Aït-Nouri isn't playing particularly well, neither is Dalot. Well, the annoying thing is I haven't got enough players to bring on, so if we maybe put Hinselwood there, we can bring on Dan Hughes, and then Aït-Nouri comes off for Tavares. Yes? I mean, that means we can't bring on Caceres unless it goes to extra time. We can't bring on Jara. We can't bring on Mapiu. Mapiu's back from injury, by the way. I haven't played him yet. But I think that's what we're going to have to do. I think that is what we're going to have to do. And we'll put you on wide centre back there. And Hinselwood's going to have to do the business there. Sure, let's just do it. Freshen things up a little bit. 1 shot in the entire game with the possession that we've had as well is kind of atrocious. However, highlight. Tavares, O'Reilly, Tavares. It's pinballed around everywhere. And we're really unlucky there, but Methistel has taken up a really good position there. He's been taken out, but Declan Rice has carried on. Oh, this is a problem. He's not the most creative, so he's going to have to look for someone else. He goes backwards. Tell now on the ball here. Into Ben White. And the highlight ends, thank goodness for that. We have really turned things around in this second half, but that red card has killed us, but it's made it fair because they had one first. I don't know what Andre was thinking. I mean, I sort of respected it up until the point it was a red card. Right, we're going to get one more final highlight. We are. It's us on the ball. Right, Hughes. Hinselwood, he's tackled immediately. They're down to 9. Zinchenko's been sent off. They're down to 9. Please tell me we've got a free kick. Do not tell me we're about to do this to them again. It's Cook with a free kick. I don't know how good his free kicks are. Right, extra time. We did them in extra time in the FA Cup semi-final. Can we do the same thing again? I don't know. We will have another substitution as well. That's the thing. Right, we're going to say that to them. You guys, that, Owino. I'm going to say, play it calm. I'll have to take him off of hard tackling as well. And you two, I need you basically to win us the game here. Right. What can we do at this point? That's the question. What can we do? We have one substitution left. Ben Cook's not playing particularly well, but I don't really want to take off Sjoquist or Fernandes. But if I was going to, I would move Ben Cook there. Or would I? Or would I do that? Or would I bring on Jara and play him there instead? Or do I bring the new guy on? And do we just go crazy? I'm tempted just to go nuts and bring the new guy on. Well, what a moment to bring him on for his debut, by the way. That's utter madness, isn't it? I kind of want to say fortune favours the bold again. I'm gonna say it. Play without any pressure in a cup final, lads. Just go for it. Let's see what you can do. Imagine if he scores the winner. Imagine if he scores the winner. We have really closed the gap. For like the longest time, we had like no shots. Then we only had the one shot with the goal. So we've done really well to close the gap with them here. But they are down to 9 men. I keep forgetting that. 9 men. We need to make this count now. Right, it's extra time, half time. I don't know how long it's been. I've just been waffling. Right. So they are in a position where they're focusing on defence and not attack. They've got 2 players who are attacking. So we really need to maximise attacks. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to 4 at the back. And Dan Hughes is going to go to full back. So these guys can just kind of bomb them. Because their attack is going to be quite light. And I'm actually going to change Tavares to wing back on support. Because I want you guys just to be a bit more of a defensive block. You're here, you're passing the ball to these guys. And these guys should then be able to do the business. That's the hope anyway. I'm going to put Cook onto deep line forward. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Because that hopefully will give Caceres and Fernandes room to go round Cook. And he can also have a think on the ball as well. Right. Fire the boys up. One more go. Come on, lads. We've got no excuses here. They're a better team than us, but they're down to 9 men. And we're only down to 10. Right, corner for us. Yute's there. It's a floated header. It's saved onto the post. Final minutes. This is where we did them in the FA Cup semi-final. We don't do it now. It's penalties. Oh, what is this nonsense? It's penalties. Okay, right, fine. Well, it is what it is at this point. It is what it is. Right, Caceres can go there. Andreev's got sent off. Oh, right. In fact, no, yeah, I'm happy with it that way around. And then we'll do... I'm thinking about composure more than penalty ability. So, Dan Hughes, Owino, then Tavares. In fact, no, Hinsel would be for Tavares. Then we'll do Tavares. Then we'll do Ute. And then we'll do James Trafford. What else can we do? This is now officially a lottery, and it's just about whether... Yeah, it's about what the gods will decide. Here we go. Penalty shootout. It's Cook to take first. None of our top penalty takers are on the pitch, so we have to make do with what we have to make do with. It's saved. Oh, Ben Cook's penalty is saved. That's a really bad start. 9-man Arsenal have a huge advantage now. And Methis Tell, who was a thorn in our side all game, he scores because of course he does. Because he's actually probably a proper penalty taker. Right. Matheus Fernandes scored our goal. Scores a penalty. It's 1-1, but Arsenal have a penalty in hand. Is the drama over, or is there more to come? Pavlovic comes up versus James Trafford. Oh, James Trafford is nearly there, but it's 2 for Arsenal, 1 for Wolves after 2 each. Caceres, his first game for us, comes up to take a penalty. This is a mistake having him on the pitch, but he scored, so I'll take it. Caceres gets his first unofficial goal in the penalty shootout, and it is 2-2 with Arsenal having a penalty in hand, and it's Declan Rice stepping up. And James Trafford has saved it, and all of a sudden we're level. And the momentum shifts our way, and the consummate professional that is O'Reilly steps up and scores, and we lead in the penalty shootout for the first time. But Arsenal do have one in hand, and it's Saliba, one of their centre-backs. Remember, they've got 9 men to pick from, we've got 10, but Saliba buries it. What a penalty that is from that man. And now it's Hughes, one of our centre-backs, our wonder kid, our homegrown wonder kid. Dan Hughes. Is it Dan? I think it's Dan. Hope I got his name right because he went and scored. It is 5-4. Sorry, it's 4-3 rather. I'm getting ahead of myself there. 4-3. Arsenal need to score. If they don't, we win the Carabao Cup. Our second proper top-flight piece of silverware in the save as a manager. And our second with Wolves in our third final with Wolves. I thought we'd missed that then for a second. That was a very coolly taken penalty. And now we have Owino stepping up. Straight into the arms of the keeper. And now it's all on. Nwaneri versus James Trafford. And I feel like Nwaneri's going to have some penalty ability in him. What do you reckon? Come on, James. James Trafford is a hero. Whatever happens, James Trafford is our forever goalkeeper in this team. And it's Hinshelwood, our Mr. Reliable, as well as O'Reilly, who buries it. And Arsenal, again, have the pressure on them. And who have they got left? Sutalo. He's a centre-back. We nearly signed him. He was a free transfer that we nearly signed. But it would have cost us too much money. Versus James Trafford. Scores. And we go again. Tavares versus Raya. I think there's no one after. Pressure on us now. Massive pressure on us. It's James Trafford versus Ben White. And the pendulum has swung back against us. Trafford needs to score or White needs to miss. And that is that. That is Arsenal's trophy. That was ridiculous. That was utterly ridiculous. We could not take advantage of Arsenal being down to 10 men. And then after we had our red card, we could not take advantage of them being down to 9 men. Highlights everything that we've been saying, or I've been saying, that you've probably been thinking as well. We need a proper striker. We took a gamble this season. And look, let's be clear. We joined Wolves last season and they were just outside the relegation zone. We took them to 7th or 6th, I can't remember, but we took them into European football and we won a trophy last season. We've also got to the Carabao Cup final for the second year in a row and we won the Community Shield at the start of the season and we're currently still in 7th in the league. We are not doing anything wrong, but what we could have done better is bring in a proper striker. And I had Santiago Jimenez in my sights at one point and I didn't pull the trigger on it. And I am regretting it a little bit now because you just wonder, with the chances that we've had, how many of those would you have put away? And where would we be in the table? Where would we be in that game if we'd have done it? But you know what? It is what it is. We did very well to get to the final. We gave Arsenal a run for their money. Arsenal should be walking us, and they did not. So they really need to have a look at themselves. Like an absolutely insane match. We've now got fitness concerns before the game against QPR in the FA Cup as well. Fernandes, again, he's returned to form really, really well since his injury. So I can't be more prouder of him than that, to be honest. So it is what it is. But you know what? Again, we got to the final. You can't say fairer than that because we really probably shouldn't have been there. Right, Villarreal are our opponents in the Europa League. They are currently 6th in La Liga. They are the La Liga equivalent of us. So we need to really be focused on this one because this is going to be an even game. They are doing quite well, although in their form they've lost to 1-2. I mean, our recent form is what? What have we done? In our last 5, drawn 2, won 2, lost 1, and even though that was technically a draw. So, I mean, it is what it is. We're in the better form, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. But that will be the next video. Will be Villarreal versus Southampton. We're going to do those two back to back. We've got the away leg first and the home leg second. It's the perfect way round for us to hopefully get through into the quarter-final. It is the round of 16, just to confirm up here. You can see here that there are some interesting teams in there, and some scary teams as well. I think Valencia would be, in theory, a scary team, but then I know in recent times have not been so good. So there's them. There's Fiorentina. They're going to be a struggle. I know they're going to be a bit of a troublesome team. Sporting will be a difficult team if we get against them as well. Obviously, I'm thinking if we get past Villarreal, we've got to do that first. We do also, as mentioned briefly before, have QPR in the FA Cup, who are currently mid-table championship. We should be getting past them with little to no issue. We still have a lot to play for. We still could defend the FA Cup. So the season's not a bust because of that cup final. And yeah, we had a numerical advantage for a good chunk of that game, including in extra time. You could argue we should have done something better. However, they were the better team. Arsenal are, just to confirm, top of the table. So we just pushed the top of the table team, admittedly with a man advantage, but we just pushed them to extra time and they had to beat us on penalties. I'll take that. That could be a lot worse. Right. We're going to go away and look our wins, and we will be back for the games against Villarreal and Southampton, and hopefully we'll come out of those with a quarter-final place in the Europa League and another 3 points to add to our total in the Premier League, which is currently looking like this. Again, we are in that 7th spot. Everything's looking great. Another spot in Europe will be going into the league because of our performances in the Carabao Cup, and if we can get to the FA Cup final, even better than that. But that's all stuff to worry about for the next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like on there for me. And don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so. And you'll put a big smile on this face right here, which is currently feeling a little bit grumpy. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.